I have watched over 10,000 self-improvement, productivity, dating, finance, whatever bullshit YouTube videos in my life. And Jesus Christ, I have watched over 10,000 self-improvement, dating, productivity YouTube videos over the past 6 years between being 18 and 24 years old. And Jesus Christ, I'm barely any different than when I started. Hey brother, this is going to be one of those less scripted, more from the heart videos where I really want to share my experience on self-improvement YouTube over the past 6 years. And unfortunately, it's one of those videos where, because there's no wah, 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 edits and everything at the start, the people who need to watch this one the most have already unfortunately clicked off. You'll actually be surprised, like if you're a YouTube binger like me, when you start making videos, you actually see the data of like average view time and click-through rate and all of these important metrics, and you realize that 80% of people who click on a video, by like 30 seconds into the video, they've mostly clicked off. And it's not even for a small channel like mine, like even the big one. You're a god if you can keep half the people who clicked on the video entertained for 30 seconds, which, I thought I was bad. I can at least watch a whole video. I can binge like 20 of them in a row, man. It's a skill I've developed over these past 6 years. So listen, if this is the first video you've seen of mine, then I need to tell you that I made this channel specifically to help guys graduate out of this self-improvement depression stage, where you already know everything you should be doing, bro. You know that you should be practicing your social skills and not watching so many goddamn videos and doing something with your life, getting a social life, getting a fucking girlfriend, like making yourself more attractive, not to other people, but even just more attractive to yourself, where you love yourself more. I'm sure you already know everything you're supposed to be doing by the time this video gets recommended to you, bro. And so this is a self-improvement channel, but the focus of it is to get you to take action on these things that you basically already know. I'm sure I'm not the first guy to recommend reading a book, meditating, watching less screen time in video games and things, watching less porn. I'm definitely not the first guy to tell you to do these things, but where I'm gonna make this channel different and literally become a 1 million subscriber channel, etc., is by being the guy who focuses on getting you to take action. We both know that you already know, like, let's say 50% of the things that I have to say, because there are a lot of things I need to say on this channel which haven't been said before by other red pill bros, life gurus, whatever you want to categorize this as, that will help you optimize your life. This channel's like half dopamine detox to save your life, and then once you've done that, optimize it by making dating, your career, your life, etc. as easy as possible with little systems that I created. Now listen, I'm gonna be real. Usually I wouldn't say this kind of thing, but genuinely, I have probably watched twice as many self-improvement YouTube videos as you have if you're getting recommended this one. I originally started watching self-improvement content on YouTube when I was about 18 because my girlfriend at the time, she would frankly, when I look back, she was basically disrespectful. She was like, treated me like a bitch, and I dealt with it because I was still in that mindset that, oh, this is the first girl that's ever let me touch her boobs sometimes. We're gonna get married, bro. And so I would put up with the most bullshit treatment, man, which I now look back on kind of with pity, but kind of also fondly, because I needed to learn the lessons through that relationship that turned me into the guy I am today. But because of that relationship, I had to watch tons of self-improvement content to see, like, why does my girlfriend treat me like a bitch? Why don't I have self-confidence and all of these things? And so that was me at 18. I just started mostly on the dating YouTube videos because I wanted to make that relationship more successful. And the thing that was crazy is that the tips in those videos directly actually worked in the relationship. Like when I would go no contact, I wouldn't, message back every time, etc. Those basic pieces of advice, they actually worked. Like I was getting more respect, more attention, more love, etc. And I was intrigued. I was like, damn, this shit actually works. Thank goodness that eventually that relationship came to a close on my decision. I know, right? I finally decided that I was not getting treated the right way. I didn't want the headache of having to use like tools and strategies and dating tips and etc. on a daily basis. I wanted to spend time focusing on things that actually mattered, rather than spending every spare attention point that I had on making the relationship better. So after that, when I was single, I was more focused on like confidence and social skills types of videos. So I was going to more parties. I was trying to be like that guy at the parties and things like that. And so I would binge videos on, you know, how to be like the most high status guy in the room and things like that. But the thing was, I would watch 10 hours of these videos for every 30 minutes. Not even, man, for every 3 minutes of practice that I would put in. Let me say that again. I would watch 10 hours of YouTube videos in a week, and then at the end of the week, I would practice for like 3 minutes. In like some party, I would practice the social skills that I remembered. And that's really what I want to make this whole video about. So I've been watching self-improvement content for long enough to start calling it fucking content, right? I used to call this shit just self-improvement YouTube videos, but now because I'm a YouTuber, I call it content, which, you know, just sounds cringe to say. But I want to communicate to you watching this video still. And remember, by the way, you're probably in the top 10th percentile of watch time if you've made it to this point, because of how bad everybody's attention spans are these days. So to you, I want to give the secret spice, which, again, man, you've probably heard this before and you probably know it in the back of your mind. But I'm hoping that by using my story of the fact that it's taking me 6 years to graduate out of the self-improvement depression stage, and I'm not completely graduated, I'm still getting out of it, you know, one step at a time. But 6 years, whatever age you are, I don't know, 18, 19, 22, 23, whatever, just imagine that you're going to be spending an extra year just watching these videos without practicing them. And the pain associated with that, because it's lonely, it's painful to be watching these things without producing the results really. And I want you to really feel that pain. That's kind of the action mission of today's video, which is another thing that I'm using to make this channel different. I tried to give you very quick, very easy action missions to snap you into the frame of a man of action, and with small little rewirements of your brain each video, eventually you'll get the ability to control your brain better, and that's the ultimate goal of this channel, right? So today's action mission again is to really feel the pain of being in this phase of your life for 5 more years. Really feel that you're still having the same social anxiety, lack of success with women, lack of success in your career and in general life, and the lack of self-respect, the self-hatred you'll have snowballed to have in those 5 years. You know, really take this to a dark place. I'm being serious now. If you don't take action on the videos you watch immediately after watching them or during, then you're probably most likely going to end up like me, where you've spent years saying, oh, my future self, he's going to take care of it. Eventually he's going to snap and start taking action in his life to fix it. You know, I personally know some people in their 40s and 50s who they still binge YouTube videos as much as we do. And we binge them as much as freaking 14-year-olds do. So, you know, seriously, I want you to put effort into taking action into these videos you watch, and to seriously reduce the amount of time you spend watching these videos, and replace that time with time spent practicing the lessons therein. You know that this advice is coming from the heart because it's bad for business, right? You're going to be watching less of my videos by taking this advice. But genuinely, you know, I don't mean to sound cocky or anything, but I make enough money in my day job because I'm like a finance bro essentially. Where this YouTube channel isn't really a money profit maximizing thing. I do want to impact maximize, like make a difference, as fancy as that sounds. If I can find one guy who we put him on the timeline of he only spends like maybe 2 years in this self-improvement depression stage instead of 6 like I did, then that shit will make my whole life feel like fucking worth it. Like my 6 years in this phase will feel validated if I can help some other guy reduce it by 6 years, you know? So yeah, I've made an entire video on taking action after videos that you watch. which is incredibly related to this video. So I highly advise you to click on that one so that when you watch these videos, you have the tools and the ideas necessary to make the time spent invested in watching these actually worth it. And there's really nobody else who can advise you on this kind of thing better than I can. So I advise you to also subscribe, and I'll see you in that next video.